Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kali ini saya akan mereaksi sebuah video yang cukup lama, sudah 9 bulan yang lalu, tentang cendol, perkara cendol. Sepele tapi ada sesuatu yang dibaliknya itu eh, tidak sepele ya. Nah, cendol ini diakui sebagai asalnya dari Malaysia, ada yang bilang dari Singapura. Nah, di sini ada seorang reporter dari CNA ya, dari dia seorang chef juga yang menginvestigasi dari mana asalnya cendol sebenarnya. Dan di akhir video akan terkuak ya fakta di balik dari mana asal cendol. Nah, lucu tapi miris. Ya oke kita sepele tapi nggak sepele juga. Nah, langsung saja guys kita cek perkara cendol ini ya. Tonton sampai habis. Jangan lupa subscribe. Alright, gasken. Dari CNA Insider ya guys ya. Videonya dari CNA Insider.
In this part of the world where the weather is hot and wet,
Teks.
hot and dry, or just plain hot, there's nothing quite like a cold treat to beat the heat.
Oke.
One such cold dessert is chendol.
Oke, cendol.
This icy concoction of coconut milk and syrupy gula melaka is made distinctive
Gula
thanks to
Melaka.
one key ingredient. This.
Gula Jawa guys,
The
bukan
Nutella
gula
jelly is stained
Malaka.
green because of the pandan juice used to flavor it.
Oke.
Thank you. Without this, it just wouldn't be chendol. In fact, this jelly is called chendol.
Cendol.
It's what the entire dessert is named after.
Now, chendol would normally be a dessert that elicits emotions of joy and refreshment, if not for this article in CNN.
Okay.
Now, November 2018, this innocent enough article listed desserts from different countries in alphabetical order. You have
Okay.
Apfelstrudel from Austria, you have baklava from Turkey, Black Forest cake from Germany, and everything sort of seems to be in order until chendol from Singapore. So we made the list. Yay, great. But the bad part here is not everyone agreed.
Yes.
Almost immediately, there were strong reactions.
So, reaksi artikel dari CNN menyebutkan bahwa cendol dari Singapura salah satu makanan penutup terbaik menurut alfabetikal. Pas bagian C, cendol adalah dessert terbaik dari Singapura asalnya. Tapi apakah benar? Kita saksikan saja.
From across the causeway.
This being the internet, of course there were comments. Let me read some of them
Iyalah.
for you. One reader chides CNN Travel saying you should be more sensitive about the culture in this region.
Oh.
Chendol is not from Singapore. Another Malaysian reader
No.
says this is a horrendous claim and that it is terribly inaccurate. And yet another Malaysian took to Twitter to declare, don't mess with Malaysian food. Chendol is
Yeah,
from
okay.
Malaysia, not Singapore.
Don't mess
But in
with.
the midst of the ruckus,
Okay.
another spanner was thrown into the works. Quite a few readers said that the fight really isn't between Singapore and Malaysia. Chendol actually came from Indonesia.
So did Indonesia invent
Oke, netizennya rame guys ya. Cendol bukan dari Singapura. Orang Malaysia bilang jangan don't mess with Malaysian food. Jangan macam-macam dengan makanan Malaysia. Cendol dari Malaysia. Nah terus Indonesia dari Indonesia dong cendol. Nah,
chendol?
Okay.
And if they did, why are the Malaysians laying claim to this dish as their creation?
oke.
Was it shoddy journalism? Or is chendol Singaporean as the article says? Now, however this food fight ends, I think it's going to be a yummy investigation.
Oke, mantap.
Hi, I'm Ming Tan, chef, culinary
Chef.
consultant, and I love local food.
But I have to be honest, right? The question of Singapore's claim to chendol hadn't surfaced much for me because I don't even eat this dessert that much.
But if an international food writer believes chendol is Singaporean, well, that's enough to get my interest piqued and my pride in Singapore food stoked.
Mantap. Dia langsung ke Malaysia, guys. Ngecek fakta.
Why does Malaysia think
Iya, benar.
chendol is theirs? Do they have proof they invented the dessert? To find the answers, I'm traveling to Malaysia.
Buktikan.
So we're starting in Malacca because of all the places where chendol is well known, it's got to be Malacca. I mean, for good reason too, right? Besides the green jelly and the santan on the coconut milk, the other crucial ingredient in chendol is gula Malacca.
Wait, itu gula Malaka, itu gula Jawa, atau gula palem, atau gula merah kalau di sini. Why gula Malaka namanya? Ya mungkin, ya tahu deh.
Called Sugar of Malacca.
Sugar of
If you're a
Malacca.
visitor to Malacca, you gotta come to Jonker Street. Everyone visits this place. Every single turn, you will find shops selling chendol and gula Malacca.
Many of the chendol stalls here are Peranakan. They're known for their deep green chendol made fresh by hand.
Ooh, looks delicious.
So I think the Peranakans would be the best people to find out why chendol is so important to Malaysia. Madam Kiao Chendol is an icon in Malacca. The family business has been around for 2 generations, and I'm here to meet owner Cassandra Koh.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, hello.
Ooh.
I show you how actually we make the chendol.
I see. What would you
Wow,
say your
wow, what a
secret
big, gede
ingredient
banget
is
guys itunya
in
guys.
your recipe for chendol?
It's actually the flour
Wajannya.
and the juice from the pandan leaf and of course the addition of chendol leaf.
I have no idea what chendol leaf is.
Oh, come, I show you. This is the one. So we get the dark green color from this leaf. Don't
Okay.
have any smell.
Very nice, very
Oh,
green.
don't smell,
right? The
no
green
smell.
color is
Yes.
very strong.
It's the signature among Nyonya Chendol.
I see.
Nyonya Chendol is dark green.
Black green.
As a child in a Peranakan household, Cassandra was expected to learn her way around the kitchen. This chendol recipe was passed down from her grandparents.
This is mesmerizing to watch.
Ooh.
You don't realize how dark green this is, right? Until you stare at it as it's churning.
Macam
like
dodol.
an ocean of liquid jade. Brian, what's next now that this is almost done already?
Yeah, it's almost done. After this, you will pour in to press it up in the noodles.
Okay, so how do you get this into that? Oh, better.
One press.
Ooh. Wow. Amazing.
So now is the time to have a try of my chendol.
Pakai kacang merah ya.
The texture is slippery, chewy,
Oke.
but with a little bit of resistance, not mushy at all. Why do you think chendol is so important in Nyonya culture?
3 main occasions Peranakan will serve chendol. One is when we pray ancestor. Then
Okay.
if we have any happy occasion like marriage or shop opening, then we will definitely serve chendol as one of the desserts.
Is chendol from Malaysia, right?
I will say chendol is originally from Malaysia.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken, chendol also announced as a heritage dessert, one of the heritage dessert in Penang and also Malacca. That's why most of the tourists, when they come and visit these 2 places, they will definitely look for chendol.
Right, so since you are Nyonya, did Nyonyas invent chendol?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Well, that's a bit of a dead end. The Nyonyas seem to have perfected chendol but may not have invented it.
Oke, jadi dia pedagang cendol ya, peranakan katanya. Peranakan yang dagang cendol. Katanya, apakah cendol dari asli Malaysia? Ya, katanya. Dia yakin sekali kalau cendol asli Malaysia dan dimakan untuk acara-acara, dimakan atau diminum untuk acara-acara spesial occasion. Lanjut.
Surely in a town known for chendol, someone must be able to tell me who invented the dessert.
Yes.
So I followed my nose into this shop. We were just walking by on Jonker Street, and you can smell
Jonker Street.
the strong depth, the scent of Gula Melaka and Pandan.
Wow.
And here in one of the Chendol stores, they are basically cooking the Pandan and Gula Melaka syrup that goes into the Chendol.
Okay.
It turns
Ooh.
out Bibik House Chendol is another Peranakan place that has been serving
Okay.
Chendol since 2005. While Madame Kiao's is proud of their dark green jelly, the star in this
Okay.
shop is their Gula Melaka, which makes this the perfect place to ask, is Chendol from Malacca?
可以尝一尝吗？一小块。
OK 吧，香，
不会很甜哦。
It's not very
不
sweet.
会甜，它的价钱是会比较高的。
Okay.
你觉得 Chendol 是从哪里来的？哪一个国家来的？
我所知道是以前是从印度来的，
India, guys.
来的。
Why India?
那小时候啊，都是测的煎肉都是印度人卖，后来慢慢就改良改到是说，也有牛亚人做啊，
OK，
什么人都有
OK
做啦。
Nyonya Chendol，所以以前印度人卖的那些 Chendol 有什么分别？
他们卖的比较水，比较甜，我的比较浓，不过不会甜，因为我没有放白糖。
So let me get this straight, right? The Peranakans who popularized Chendol and named it Nyonya style Chendol didn't actually invent Chendol. And these Indian vendors, right? Who were they? And did they invent Nyonya style Chendol in Malaysia? Or did they merely bring the desserts to this region? To help me answer this, I've called out one of my chef friends who's well known for answering questions like this, and hopefully we can find some clarity into this milky, coconut creamy dessert.
Food fight. Cendol. Alright. Iklan. Menarik banget tadi ibu-ibu itu bilang kalau cendol dari India. Where's that? Connect Innova, guys.
The Nonyas or Peranakans of Malacca didn't invent the dessert. They merely perfected and popularized it. Instead, they pointed me to Indian vendors who sold chendol even before they got into the business. Which begs the question, did the Indians invent chendol in Malaysia, or did they merely bring an Indian dessert to the region?
What's up?
Oh.
How's it going?
What up,
My friend Chef
bro?
Ivan Brem, who runs a research center that looks into the origins of food.
Ivan, where are we headed right now?
We're going up
Ivan
near
Brem.
KL right now. The place that's been there since the 1930s.
An Indian stall. It's almost 100 years old and have been selling chendol.
Chendol is
Chendol.
possibly related to a sweet
Chendol.
called faluda that comes from Persia.
Faluda.
Specifically a state called Uttar
Faluda.
Pradesh that had some sort of Persian influence in the
Okay.
past. And we're talking 1800s here, maybe 1700s.
Alright.
And also a very credible potential there is that it came with immigrants from Uttar Pradesh, Indian immigrants.
So do you think there's a good chance that the chendol we've enjoyed for many years in this part of the world is actually from India?
Yes.
Good chance.
So
Oh,
chendol may
okay.
have come from Indian faluda, which was
Faluda.
already being enjoyed as a drink in 17th century royal courts of the Mughal Empire. This faluda, however, was not an Indian invention. It was a version of the Persian dessert called falude, which was probably introduced to India in the 8th century when the Persians arrived there. I hope this Indian chendol stall owner near Kuala Lumpur can confirm if chendol indeed has Persian Indian roots.
Hello, boss. Can we have two
Hello,
chendol,
boss.
please? Oh, thank you.
Wow, okay.
It's an
Ooh.
overflowing cup of joy there.
Alright. Ooh. Ooh.
How does this
Wow.
compare to the chendols I've had in Malacca? I'll be honest, I think this is a lighter, more watered down version. The sugar they use, it's not Gula Malacca. This is
Jaggery.
Jaggering.
How long has the chendol business been with your family?
My grandfather, my mom's dad started it in
Okay.
1930s.
1930.
Are you the oldest cendol stall in Malaysia?
I think so.
I think so.
Because I'm already third generation.
Third generation.
Where did your grandfather, who began this business, learn how to make cendol?
We used to live in Lorong Jawa.
Lorong Jawa. Okay.
We used to occupied by Javanese people. He learned the trade from them. Because this cendol originated from Java.
Oke. Orang ini keturunan India guys ya, yang orang Malaysia keturunan India yang dagang cendol generasi ketiga. Nah, dia mengakui bahwa resepnya dari orang Jawa ya. Ia dari sebuah tempat yang namanya Java Lane atau Lorong Jawa. Nah, dari situlah resep bisnis awal kakeknya kali. Kalau generasi ketiga berarti dia bapak kakeknya. Dari kakeknya belajar dari orang Jawa, bikin cendol belajar dari orang Jawa. Ingat itu. Nurdin.
What do you think of the similarity with Faluda?
And then the jelly inside of Faluda?
They use normal jelly.
Not starch and...
No, normal jelly colored jellies.
So 100% Faluda and cendol no link.
I can confirm that.
Okay.
As far as you know, right, does cendol in any sort of form exist in India?
No, in India they don't like the smell of the pandan.
Interesting.
Oke.
Okay, you got it for the horse's mouth.
Interesting ya. India doesn't like the smell of pandan. Orang India nggak suka bau pandan ya. Jadi kemungkinan makanan-makanan di India itu nggak bau pandan kan? Nggak bau pandan ya. Interesting. Oke.
There's no link there, but your grandfather learned it from a Javanese while living in the Javanese community. Just answer as honestly as possible.
Jawa.
Where is cendol
Jepang.
From what my father told, it's from Java.
If Java is the origin point of this dish, then it's off to Indonesia I go. Bye, see you later.
OTW Indonesia.
Java.
Berang-berang makan coklat, berangkat. Food fight, cendol. Oh, that's my city, guys.
Cendol was
Jakarta.
A Malaysian creation led instead to a third contender, Indonesia.
Alright.
Indonesian culinary
Oke, Pak William Wongso, mantap, Pak William.
The CNN article started the fight between Malaysia and Singapore
Singapore.
over the origins of cendol.
Hello, I'm William.
Hey Ming.
Wow, what have you prepared here?
So this is what I recreate
Wow.
in Indonesian dessert.
Some parts of this are familiar to me.
Yes, it's cendol.
Everything together. Some of the... Is that jackfruit?
Yes, jackfruit.
Jackfruit.
That's delicious.
That's delicious. Wow.
I've been doing a little bit of research on cendol. I need to find out cendol's origins.
Cendol is known internationally.
All right.
The other word, you know?
What is the other word?
Dawet.
Dawet.
Yeah, I came from East Java. We name it Dawet.
Dawet.
It was written in the Centini letters like 300, 400 years ago. They mentioned about this Dawet issue.
The Centini letters is a collection of Javanese teachings that depict events in East Java in the 1630s. Dawet was mentioned in these letters.
1630 guys.
Okay, so they already existed in Indonesia at that point.
Long to hundreds of years.
By 1866, there was already a recipe for dawet published in an East Indies cookbook. These provide evidence to the fact that cendol was already being enjoyed in Indonesia as early as some 400 years ago.
Wow.
Basically, cendol and dawet, are they the same thing?
Principle is the same thing.
Principally, okay.
Now everyone has their own secret composition.
Okay.
I don't know who is making original dawet anymore because everybody interpret differently. But I'll do my version of.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The original recipe for dawet calls for arrowroot flour, but William uses sago starch as a replacement and mixes it with mung bean and rice flour. Then we cook the mix with pandan juice to thicken the starch.
And don't forget this one, to press the cendol. Yeah, like drop it and pull, drop it and pull.
If you don't have this contraption, right, cannot make.
Otherwise, it become long strand.
I see. And a spoon into all of that. Let's take a look at this.
Okay.
Side view. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna try this.
It's like you're swallowing jade.
Jade.
So shiny.
This is nice and chewy.
So Indonesia's claim to cendol dates back some 300 to 400 years. I would have been satisfied with this, but William says he knows someone else who can trace Indonesian cendol even further back.
Oh, okay. All right.
To Fadli Rahman.
Fadli Rahman
in Jogja.
In Jogja.
He's a historian.
Okay.
He will give you more clue historically.
Ya, jalan lagi doi ke Jogja. Jalan-jalan terus,
As far
Bang.
as we can see and taste, dawet is cendol.
Okay.
And they both come from Java about 400 years ago.
400 years ago.
But it
400
seems
tahun.
that cendol's ties to Indonesia go back even further. Fadli Rahman is a university lecturer and teaches culinary history.
Hello, Mr. Fadli.
Halo.
Hi. Good to see you. Thank you for
Thank
meeting
you.
me.
Mas, pesan dawatnya 2, Mas.
Oke.
Thank you very much.
You can see there are 3 layers here. Santan, or
Fadli
halal milk,
Rahman.
and then the green grains of cendol, and also the palm sugar.
All right, time to try
Okay.
this. So I stir a bit. Ooh, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, these are thinner grains of jelly. The pandan flavor is also a bit different. How would you know that cendol or dawet is from Java?
We can trace it from an old Japanese manuscript called Kakawin Krishnayana that wrote by Empu Triguna in 12th century.
1100,
the
guys.
Kediri Kingdom. In
Tahun
Java.
1100.
Cendol or dawat often involved in the Japanese ceremonies such like the
Okay.
dawat in the wedding ceremony, and also in rituals such like the ceremony of 7-month pregnancies of a woman.
7th month.
Yes.
Oke guys, ini dari sejarawan sudah terdapat dari ada di manuskrip yang berasal dari tahun 1100. Kalau dawet itu dipakai untuk acara-acara tertentu ya, seperti upacara ataupun acara 7 bulanan usia kehamilan, itu sudah ada di manuskrip, ada di dalam manuskrip yang dari tahun 1100-an.
In fact, the word cendol was recorded in a Dutch dictionary, then spelt as jendol, as
Jendol.
Indonesia was once a Dutch colony.
Okay.
Jendol or jendul is meant swollen.
Swollen?
Yeah.
Like a bump.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bump, and
Swollen.
the green is like a swollen.
To see this piece of history set
Okay.
within Indonesia's culture,
Kondangan.
Fadli is taking me to a local wedding.
Dia kondangan. Oke.
Mriki dipun wanakaken inggih nika dodol dawet.
Dodol dawet.
Ingkang punika ingkang supados samangke
Oke.
dados lumampah kanthi sae.
Oke.
We're attending this celebration in the outskirts of Jogja,
Okay.
where a centuries-old tradition called dodol dawet
Dodol
is still
dawet.
practiced.
Dodol means selling. It means selling dawat.
So why are they selling dawet in a wedding?
It symbolically reflects the philosophy of the Japanese life. Instead of money, we use the red clay to pay the dawat. This represents the symbol of the earth. Dodol dawat is a reflection of the hard determination and also the readiness of the parents to let it go their sons to build a new life as husband and wife.
Indonesia definitely has compelling evidence that cendol is their creation,
Okay.
dating back centuries. By 1869, the word cendol has made it into a Dutch dictionary.
Oke.
There's even a recipe for dawet or cendol from 1866, which, when recreated, tastes like the cendol we know.
Okay.
The dessert has even been woven into the social fabric of the country and is an important part of weddings.
Okay.
So I'm heading home to close the loop
Mana,
and
Bang?
see if Singapore has any last words on
Okay,
Indonesia's
Bang.
claim to Chendol. It's back home I go. to
Back home
find
I
out.
go.
Singapore has its fair share of Chendol stalls.
Yes.
And we have been particularly creative with our versions.
So I've learned that this is the oldest chendol stall
Okay.
in Singapore, and I'm about to order one to try it.
Bang, makan cendol mulu dari tadi, Bang.
I hear this is the oldest chendol stall in Singapore.
My dad told me like my grandfather when he moved here from India, I think in 1910. So he started selling like those pushcarts, chendol.
And when you say beginning until now, how old is this recipe?
I would say from the 1910s. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So is there any chance that chendol is from Singapore?
I doubt so.
I doubt
I
it.
think people accept that it's from Java.
So, okay.
Awesome, I
see.
can't wait. Thank
Thank
you. That's really good. The gula melaka especially is robust.
Gula
but not
Melaka.
overwhelming.
Gula Jawa kalau
What
di
is
sini.
overwhelming, however, is the evidence that chendol is from Indonesia. As early as the 12th century, chendol was already seen in Indonesia, and by the 1800s, it was recorded. They had a recipe, and the word chendol was in the dictionary.
Malaysia has a chendol stall that dates back to the 1930s, and Singapore has one that goes all the way back to the 1910s. Both have recipes with Indonesian roots.
So I'm very sorry, Malaysia. Chendol is not yours, and it's not ours too, Singapore.
Yes.
Chendol clearly belongs to Indonesia.
Yeah, Indonesia. Oke guys ya, demikian jurnalistik investigasi ya, kalau bahasa jurnalisnya jurnalistik investigasi, menginvestigasi sebelum mengambil kesimpulan atau mengambil sebuah premis ya. Jadi kesimpulannya itu harus dilakukan dulu ya, pengujian. Nah, bukti-bukti sejarah menunjukkan bahwa cendol asalnya dari Indonesia. Back dari manuskripnya guys, ada manuskripnya dari awal abad ke-12 ya, 1100-an ya. Dan ada masuk ke dalam sampai masuk ke dalam apa sih namanya? Itu apa? Translate itu loh, apa kamus Belanda ya. Masuk ke Malaysia 1930, masuk ke Singapura 1910 yang dibawa oleh orang Jawa. Di sini kita lihat ya, orang Singapura lebih jujur ya, sedangkan Malaysia itu ngaku-ngakuin aja tanpa melakukan penelitian ya. Asal ambil kesimpulan aja, cendol dari Malaysia. Ya, ini salah satu problem ya buat orang Malaysia, apalagi jangan sampai ngaku-ngakuin semuanya itu dari negaranya. Kalau Indonesia mah, kalau bukan dari Indonesia, kita sebagai orang Indonesia ada sesuatu yang bukan punya Indonesia. Misalnya olahraga kriket dari Indonesia, yang nggak bakal lah, mana mungkin. Kriket olahraga apa itu? Nah terus misalnya nggak mungkin kita juga ngakuin yang bukan punya Indonesia. Kita nggak peduli bro kalau yang bukan Indonesia, bukan punya Indonesia, terus diakuin sama Indonesia, itu nggak, almost impossible ya, hampir nggak mungkin lah kita ngakuin yang bukan punya kita. Jadi ini sebuah problem bagi orang-orang Malaysia ya. Jangan ngaku-ngakuin sembarangan ya, dicek dulu ya. Dicek dulu. Di sini bukan ini ya guys ya. Saya bukan jengkel juga dengar ngaku cendol dari Malaysia ternyata dari Indonesia. Nah, sekian. Saya rasa cukup sekian reaksi kita kali ini. Semoga bermanfaat. Ingat ya, komen yang baik-baik ya guys. Alright, sampai jumpa lain kesempatan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.